Excellency, President Ibrahim Ghali, Honorable Ministers, Deputy Minister Mhaule, Ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, and all of you members of the media. Allow me, Your Excellency, to once again welcome you to the Republic of South Africa. Even though our respective countries are located on the most extreme ends of our continent, we are brought together by an unbreakable bond that was forged during our common fight against colonialism and apartheid. We are also brought together by a shared vision of a better Africa and a better world. We wish to assure you once again of our unwavering support for the inalienable right of the people of Western Sahara to self-determination and independence. We have just concluded productive discussions underpinned by the strong friendship as well as solidarity between our two countries and our peoples. In this regard, we have agreed to deepen our relations and strengthen the bonds of cooperation across a number of fields. In our discussions, we reflected on a number of areas of bilateral cooperation between our two countries, including the Memorandum of Understanding on technical as well as humanitarian assistance. This memorandum provides for humanitarian assistance from South Africa to assist the people of Western Sahara in the refugee camps. We believe that the protracted humanitarian crisis in the refugee camps is a direct consequence of the delay in finding a lasting solution to the conflict in Western Sahara. The lack of a solution is also an impediment towards greater regional integration and security cooperation in the Maghreb region. In our discussions, we expressed our full support and confidence in the efforts undertaken by the UN Secretary General's personal envoy for Western Sahara, Mr. Horst Kohler, to bring the parties together and mobilize the international community to implement all UN resolutions on Western Sahara, including the recently adopted UN Resolution Security Council 42414. Similarly, we have expressed our full support and confidence in the efforts undertaken by the African Union Special Envoy for Western Sahara, former President Joaquim Chissano of Mozambique. We are fully committed to a speedy implementation of the resolution of the 30th AU Summit in January 2018, calling on the Sahrawi African Democratic Republic and the Kingdom of Morocco to engage without precondition in direct and serious talks to put an end to their conflict. We also discussed regional, continental and international peace and security challenges. We condemned in the strongest possible terms all forms of terrorism and extremism affecting some of our sister countries. We have committed ourselves to playing our part in resolving the peace and security challenges on the continent. We reiterated the need for the reform of multilateral institutions, including the UN Security Council, to better represent the interests of the global South and Africa in particular. Mr. President, the triumph of the South African people over apartheid in 1994 demonstrates that no system, no matter how oppressive, can forever deny the desire of a people to be free. We are certain that the people of Western Sahara will be free one day. Our liberation and the liberation of our continent will not be complete without the liberation of Western Sahara. I therefore wish to reiterate our solidarity with the Sahrawi people in their struggle for self-determination and independence. We are extremely happy with the outcome of our discussions because those discussions have continued to strengthen the bilateral links between our two peoples and our two countries. Let me thank you, Your Excellency, for honoring us with your visit. I wish you a pleasant journey back home and extend our warm fraternal greetings to all the people of the Sahrawi Republic. I thank you.
شكرا فخامة الرئيس. فخامة الرئيس، السادة الوزراء، سعادة السفير، وسائل الإعلام الحاضرة، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. لقد سعدنا اليوم بلقاء فخامة الرئيس سيريل رامابوسا في إطار زيارة العمل التي نقوم بها إلى جمهورية جنوب إفريقيا، وأود أن أعبر عن خالص الشكر والتقدير لفخامته ومن خلاله لحكومة هذا البلد الشقيق على ما حظينا به من حفاوة الاستقبال وحسن الضيافة.
Thank you, Your Excellency, President Ramaphosa, Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassador, and people of the media, peace be upon you. Allow me first to express sincere thanks and appreciation to His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa, and through him to the government and people of South Africa for the warm welcome and generous hospitality extended to me and to my delegation. We are pleased with the meeting today with the Excellency the President within the framework of the working visit we are undertaking to the Republic of South Africa.
في بلدي الثاني، هذا بلد الحرية والديمقراطية، بلد نيلسون مانديلا وأوليفر تامبو وماما سيسولو، وجدنا ذلك الموقف المبدئي الراسخ إلى جانب الجمهورية الصحراوية وكفاح الشعب الصحراوي من أجل استكمال سيادتها على كامل ترابها الوطني، انطلاقا من تطبيق ميثاق وقرارات الأمم المتحدة والاتحاد الإفريقي لإنهاء الاحتلال المغربي وتصفية آخر مظاهر الاستعمار من القارة الإفريقية.
We found in your country, our second country, this country of freedom and democracy, the country of Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, and Mama Sisulu. We found a principled and firm position in support of the Sahrawi Republic struggle to recover complete sovereignty over all its national territory, in compliance with the United Nations Charter and AU Constitutive Act, and in line with the two organizations' decisions and resolutions, with a view to put an end to the Moroccan occupation in order to decolonize the last colony in Africa.
إن ما يجمع بين الشعبين الجنوب إفريقي والصحراوي هو النضال معا جنبا إلى جنب في معركة وجودية من أجل إنهاء الاستعمار والأبارتايد وجميع أشكال التمييز العنصري من أجل مستقبل أفضل لشعوب إفريقيا ومن أجل تحقيق تكاملها وتنميتها وازدهارها.
The bonds that link our two peoples stems from our mutual struggle, hand in hand, in our existential endeavor to end colonialism, apartheid, and all sorts of racial segregation, a struggle for a better future for the peoples of Africa and for the achievement of Africa's integration, development, and prosperity.
لقد أبلغنا فخامة الرئيس موقفنا المطالب بتطبيق قرار القمة الثلاثين للاتحاد الإفريقي، القرار رقم 677 2018، والمتناغم مع قرار مجلس الأمن الدولي 24 14 2018 من أجل الشروع الفوري في مفاوضات مباشرة ودون شروط مسبقة بين الجمهورية الصحراوية والمملكة المغربية لتمكين الشعب الصحراوي من ممارسة حقه غير القابل للتصرف في تقرير المصير والاستقلال.
We informed His Excellency the President about our demands for the implementation of the decision of the AU Summit Assembly Decision number 677, which is in line with the United Nations Security Council's resolution 2414 that called for the immediate, direct, and unconditional negotiations between the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic and the Kingdom of Morocco, with a view to enable the Sahrawi people exercise their inalienable right to self-determination and independence.
ولقد اتفقنا على أنه لا يجب التساهل مطلقا مع أي مساس بالعقد الذي يجمع شعوب وبلدان إفريقيا في إطار منظمتنا القارية لضمان السلم والاستقرار في القارة وفي العالم.
We agreed that there should be no tolerance of any sort of violations of the pact that unites the African peoples and countries within the framework of our continental organization in order to guarantee peace and stability in our continent and in the world.
وأكدنا في هذا السياق أن المملكة المغربية كعضو في الاتحاد الإفريقي ملزمة باحترام المبادئ والأهداف التي ينص عليها القانون التأسيسي للاتحاد، وخاصة احترام الحدود الموروثة كأداة الاستقلال وعدم استخدام القوة أو التهديد بها لحل النزاعات بين الدول.
In this regard, we stressed that the Kingdom of Morocco, being a member state of the African Union, is obliged to abide by the principles and goals enshrined in the Constitutive Act of the African Union. In particular, the respect of the borders existing at independence and the prohibition of the use of force or threat of use of force to resolve conflicts between member states.
وقد أتيحت لنا الفرصة لتبادل النقاش والتحليل العميق مع فخامة الرئيس سيريل رامابوسا، حيث وقفنا على تطابق وجهات النظر إزاء مجمل المسائل الثنائية والقارية والدولية ذات الاهتمام المشترك. لقد كان اللقاء شيقا أخويا ومثمرا، استفدنا خلاله من أفكار ونصائح فخامة الرئيس، وشعرنا بالفعل أننا في لقاء مع رفاق الدرب والنضال، مع الحلفاء والأصدقاء المؤمنين والمتمسكين بنفس المبادئ والمثل والأهداف التي توحدنا كأفارقة وكمناضلين من أجل تحرير الشعوب الإفريقية ورقيها.
I had the opportunity to exchange views and analysis with His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa. The meeting was interesting, fraternal, and fruitful. Our opinions converged on the different bilateral, regional, and international issues of common interest. I fully seized the opportunity to profit from the advices and ideas of His Excellency President Ramaphosa, and I felt that we are indeed sitting with comrades of the struggle, real allies and friends who believe in and hold to the same principles, values, and goals that unite us as Africans and as defenders of the freedom, prosperity, and future of African peoples.
إن الدولة الصحراوية المستقلة تعول كثيرا على تجربة جنوب إفريقيا الرائدة في المجالات الاقتصادية، الصناعية وغيرها، ولذلك تشكل هذه الزيارة دعامة جديدة للعلاقات الأخوة والصداقة والتعاون التاريخية التي تجمع بين بلدينا، وفرصة لتعميق التشاور وتنسيق المواقف لما يخدم مصالح شعبينا وبلدينا والشعوب الإفريقية عامة، خاصة في إطار تنفيذ أجندة 2063.
The independent Sahrawi Republic relies so much on the advanced experience of South Africa in the fields of economy and industry, as well as in all other fields. This is why our current visit is yet another pillar in the historic relations of fraternity, friendship, and cooperation between our two countries, and another opportunity to deepen consultations and to harmonize positions to the service of our two peoples and countries and to the benefit of all African peoples within the framework of the implementation of the African Agenda 2063.
إننا فخورون أن تصادف زيارتنا تخليد مئوية الشخصيتين الخالدتين نيلسون مانديلا وماما ألبرتو سيسو، وأعلن هنا بأن الجمهورية الصحراوية ستخلد هذه المئوية يوم 12 أكتوبر بالتزامن مع احتفالات الشعب الصحراوي المخلدة ليوم الوحدة الوطنية في ذكراها 43.
We are very proud also that our visit coincides with the centenary celebrations of icons, African icons, like Nelson Mandela and Mama Albertina Sisulu. And I declare from here that the Sahrawi Republic will commemorate this centenary on the 12th of October 2018 on the occasion of the 43rd celebration by the Sahrawi peoples of the Day of National Unity.
فخامة الرئيس، شكرا جزيلا، شكرا على موقفكم، شكرا على دعمكم، ومن خلالكم أشكر لاينسي كما أشكر شعب جنوب إفريقيا الحليف الصديق. شكرا جزيلا لكم فخامة الرئيس.
Your Excellency the President, let me in the end thank you again for your position and for principled support, and through you thank also the ANC and the people of South Africa for their alliance and for the support of the Sahrawi people. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. We'll take just one round of questions. I'll take two for His Excellency President Ghali, and then come back and take another two for His Excellency President Ramaphosa. If we could start in that order. JJ, followed by
Thank you. Jean-Jacques Cornish from Eyewitness News. If I could ask President Ghali, are you concerned that Morocco, with its membership of the African Union, is seeking surreptitiously to effect your expulsion from that body? And do you believe that you have enough support from South Africa and the like to withstand that?
شكرا. الطرد داخل الاتحاد الإفريقي لا يمكن أن يتم، ونحن دولة مؤسسة لهذا الاتحاد، فمحاولات المغرب الآن هي محاولة تشتيت وتفرقة وحدة شعوب ودول القارة، لأنه عجز تماما عن محاولاته السابقة. الآن الهدف هو هدف تشتيت وهدف خلق متاعب الاتحاد الإفريقي بأجندات خارجية، لأن الدولة الصحراوية تجد دعم مطلق من أغلبية دول القارة، خصوصا من طرف هذا البلد الصديق، هذا البلد الحليف الذي نعتبره يعني الآن القاطرة التي تقود هذا التوجه التحرري في القارة الإفريقية.
The attempts by Morocco to expel the Sahrawi Republic will never happen because this does not exist in the Constitutive Act of the African Union and cannot happen. The Sahrawi Republic is a founding member of the African Union and is there to remain. The attempts now by the Moroccan is to undermine the African Union efforts and to cause partition and division inside the African Union. It is serving foreign agendas in the African Union, and we are receiving full support from the majority of the African state members in the African Union, especially from your country, South Africa, which is, in our opinion, the leader of the African struggle for freedom and for full sovereignty of Africa.
My name is Tsepo Ikane from the SABC. Welcome to South Africa, President Ghali. Morocco, since their readmission to the AU, have deepened their diplomatic offensive to assert their membership within the AU. What is your strategy going to the Mauritania AU summit? Are you going to be having any kind of a new push in terms of making sure that your voice is heard and your cause is supported by the rest of Africa, including the position of the Arab League? Are you able to clarify as to where do they stand at the current moment? And again, lastly, were you able to get any sense of from your host, President Ramaphosa, about the bid by Morocco to host 2026 World Cup? What is the position of the Sahawaris in terms of that bid by Morocco? Thank you.
شكرا. فيما يتعلق بالطرد، محاولات المغرب الطرد تكلمت عنها في جوابي للسؤال السابق. ثانيا، فيما يتعلق بالقمة القادمة للاتحاد الإفريقي، المفوضية مطالبة بتقديم تقرير للقمة القادمة فيما يتعلق بمدى تطبيق قرارات الاتحاد الإفريقي ذات الصلة بالقضية الصحراوية، خصوصا فيما يتعلق بقرارات القمة الأخيرة. أعتقد أن الموضوع سيطرح بحدة، وسيطالب من المغرب، ويجب أن يكون كذلك احترام الميثاق التأسيسي للاتحاد الإفريقي وقرارات هذا الأخير فيما يتعلق بالقضية الصحراوية، وفيما يتعلق باحتلال أجزاء من تراب الجمهورية الصحراوية من طرف المحتل المغربي. كما حان الوقت للاتحاد الإفريقي أن يقول للمملكة المغربية كفى من الاعتداء والاحتلال، يجب أن تنسحبوا من تراب الجمهورية الصحراوية.
As for the first question, I think I answered in your colleague before. It is impossible for Morocco to succeed in any sort of expulsion of the Sahrawi Republic from the Union. With regard to the summit in Nouakchott, the African Union Commission is asked to present a report on the issue of Western Sahara, especially on the implementation of the previous decisions by the African Union on the issue. We are expecting that the issue will be discussed. It will be on the table of the next summit, and Morocco will be asked to respect its commitment with the African Union or the international community. It will be asked to respect the Constitutive Act of the African Union, and we are supportive of the African Union effort to convince Morocco stop and end its occupation of parts of our country. It is time that the African Union impose the implementation of its decisions. It is time for the colonialism to end from Western Sahara.
فيما يتعلق بالقضية الصحراوية قضية إفريقية بحتة. القضية ليست مدرجة ضمن جدول أعمال الجامعة العربية. الجامعة العربية ليس لها موقف موحد فيما يتعلق بالقضية الصحراوية. شكرا.
As for the Arab League and the Arab countries, the Sahrawi case is not on the agenda of the Arab League, or is not discussed by the Arab countries, and there is not a common position on it so far.
مونديال احنا ما لنا مع مونديال في المغرب ولا لنا مع اي العاب دوليه ولا افريقيه في المغرب.
As for the World Cup, we are against any sort of international games in Morocco.
يكون إلى أمر اقترابنا وعد خلق علاقات ثنائية بين البلدين.
Unless Morocco finally accept to decolonize Western Sahara and leave us in peace.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I'll take questions directed at President Ramaphosa.
Okay, greetings to both heads of state. It's Natasha Piri here from Afro Worldview, and my question is directed to our President, Cyril Ramaphosa. And Dr. Ramaphosa, does South Africa believe that Morocco must keep its promise to have a referendum of the Sahawari people? Thank you.
I didn't hear.
Morocco must keep its promise to have a referendum for the Sahrawi people.
Well, the question of the struggle of the Sahrawi people has been discussed extensively in a number of forums around the world. The UN is one, the AU as well, and the various regions also on the African continent, including SADC, have also discussed this issue. So it's enjoyed a lot of discussions. And obviously the people of Sahrawi need to express their views and their own aspirations. And we obviously would be supportive of the people of Sahrawi to express their aspirations. But in the end, they speak through the leadership of the Sahrawi people. The leadership is there. They have forever and in a day been expressing those aspirations and the ideals that they have always stood for. And there can be no mistake about the determination of the Sahrawi people to gain their own self-determination and independence. And in the end, they are the ones who are suffering, who are in refugee camps right now. And that in itself is something that should be seen as their total support for self-determination and independence.
Lehana Tsoteti from SABC. I have two questions directed to President Ghali and President Ramaphosa. President Ghali, what impact does the delay of the implementation of the UN resolution and the AU have on the Sahara people? And do you think that the coming meeting, which will be held in Mauritania, will push ahead the agenda of the Sahrawi people for the AU to be able to take a decision which has taken almost 50 years now? And to President Ramaphosa, do you think there is a will within the African Union to actually deal decisively with the issue of the implementation of the roadmap to see Western Sahara get self-determination?
شكرا. مخطط التسوية الأممي دخل في سبتمبر 1991 من أجل تنظيم استفتاء تقرير المصير سنة 1992. لكن عدم تحمل مجلس الأمن بصفة خاصة وخصوصا عرقلة أحد الأعضاء الدائمين هو الذي أطال معاناة الشعب الصحراوي، وهو الذي عرقل الحل حتى الآن. فيما يتعلق بالقمة القادمة للاتحاد لفريقه، نأمل فعلا أن تكون دافع للتعجيل بتطبيق الشرعية الدولية في الصحراء الغربية بتمكين شعبها من حريته واستقلاله. شكرا.
In 1991, the United Nations adopted a settlement plan and was supposed to organize a referendum on self-determination by 92. But the problem is that the Security Council did not assume its full responsibility in imposing the implementation of its own resolutions, especially because of the involvement of one of the permanent members of this council, who is still putting obstacles in front of the organization of referendum in Western Sahara. As for the coming summit in Nouakchott, we hope that this summit will help to push forward the efforts of the African Union to resolve the issue in Western Sahara.
I believe that there is a will and should be a will in the African Union to see Western Sahara exercising self-determination and gaining their independence. The Sahawari Republic is a founding member of the African Union, and that in itself is a clear demonstration that the will has to be there, that Western Sahara should be independent. And so therefore, in the end, I think the AU has no choice really but to subscribe to its own constitutive act, which constitutive act determines that there should be no country on the African continent that colonizes any other. And in the end, therefore, the colonization of the Sahrawi Republic should come to an end. And indeed, the suffering that the people of Sahrawi are going through now in refugee camps will be sufficient evidence that indeed this colonization should come to an end, because it is an affront to us as the people of Africa that we should, in this day and age, still have one country within the African continent that does not have self-determination, that is not independent. And for us as South Africa, we've always known that our own freedom and own independence will not be complete without the Sahrawi Republic also having self-determination and being independent. So therefore, the level of consciousness within the AU is there. It has to be properly exercised so that the independence that the people of the Sahrawi Republic yearn for should be granted. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our briefing. Thank you very much to the Minister, the Directors General present, and you, members of the media. Thank you.